Welcome back, aspirants. We're jumping right back into the UP PGT 2021 economics paper, tackling the next set of 10 questions. Okay, let's dive right in.
So in this explainer, we'll be covering questions from these 4 key areas. It's a really good way to see how all these different concepts connect with each other. Let's get started. All right, our first question is a classic from consumer theory. You've got a utility function and a budget constraint. The big question is, at equilibrium, what does the demand function for commodity X1 look like? Have a quick think.
And if you went with option A, you are absolutely right. For this specific kind of Cobb-Douglas utility function, the demand for X1 is simply your income M divided by 2 times its price, 2P1. Basically, the consumer spends exactly half their income on each good. It's a fantastic shortcut to remember for your exam.
Okay, next up we have a question on demographic transition. It's a really important term, so what does it actually mean? Take a good look at the options.
The correct answer here is B. So the key idea is that demographic transition is a journey. It's the process where a society moves from an early stage with lots of births and lots of deaths to a much more stable, developed stage where both birth rates and death rates are low. It's a pattern tied directly to economic development.
Let's move on to question 13. How do you express the accelerator coefficient as a formula?
And the correct answer is D. The accelerator coefficient is all about the powerful ripple effect that a change in consumption has on investment. A small increase in what people are buying can lead to a much bigger, or accelerated, jump in investment spending.
Now, what's really fascinating here is just how elegant the formula is. It's designed to measure what economists call induced investment. This is new investment that happens only because consumption has gone up.
Here's a nice, straightforward conceptual question for you. Which one of these terms just doesn't fit in when we talk about equilibrium in economics?
That's right. In economics, we're always dealing with 3 main types of equilibrium: stable, where things snap back after a shock; unstable, where they fly further apart; and neutral, where things just settle at a new point. Probable isn't part of that official family.
Question 15 takes us back in time a bit. We're looking at the origin of a really important idea. Who is the first person to use the term neutrality of money?
The answer is Hayek. This concept is a huge cornerstone of classical economics. The idea is that, in the long run, money is just a veil. It doesn't really affect the real economy, things like how much we produce or how many people have jobs.
This question gets into the nitty-gritty of monetary policy. Which economist pinpointed the impact of the bank rate as working its way through the economy, specifically via working capital?
The correct answer here is Hawtrey. His theory was all about this very direct channel. A change in the bank rate hits short-term interest rates, which directly changes how much it costs for firms to finance their day-to-day operations, their working capital, and that's what impacts the whole economy.
Here it is. A true classic that shows up on pretty much every economics exam, the Phillips curve. What are the 2 critical variables it connects?
The correct choice is, of course, B. And this curve is so brilliant because it illustrates a key short-run dilemma for policymakers. The original idea was that when unemployment goes down, inflation tends to go up, and vice versa. It presents a really tough choice.
Okay, time to test your deep understanding of demand curves. If you have a perfectly straight-line demand curve, what can you say about the elasticity of demand at different points along that line?
The correct answer is Dave Frent, and this is a really crucial point. Elasticity is not one static number for the whole curve. It's dynamic. It starts off really high at the top of the curve and then gets progressively smaller as you move down along it.
Here's a question about the tools in a central bank's toolkit. Which of these is considered an instrument of quantitative credit control?
And the right answer is D, bank rate. What's so useful about this slide is how clearly it draws the line. Think of it this way. Quantitative tools affect the total volume of money in the economy. Qualitative tools are more surgical. They aim to control the direction of credit to specific parts of the economy.
And for our last question in this explainer, let's turn to the Indian economy. When it comes to generating electricity in India, which source provides the biggest share?
The correct answer is option B, thermal power. Based on the data from April 2021, thermal power had the largest share, and it wasn't even close. But just how dominant was it? Let's visualize the numbers.
And this chart just says it all, doesn't it? Over 61%. That is a massive share coming from thermal power, with renewables coming in a distant second.
This single piece of data is absolutely critical for understanding India's energy security and its path forward on environmental policy.
And that's a wrap on our 10 questions for this part. You've probably noticed a pattern. These core concepts come up again and again. So the big takeaway here is to make sure your fundamentals are rock solid. We'll see you in the next explainer. Until then, have a think about the question on your screen and let us know your thoughts in the comments.